Welcome back. You're just in time. It's What's Hot time now. We're going to talk about some stories that have us all talking.
We're joined by Barb Bartline from the People Pro, plus Jeff Wagner is back. And topic number one today, we've all heard about the dangers of chasing tornadoes. Recently, several storm chasers died in Oklahoma, but despite that threat, the tornado tourism business is booming. About 100 thrill seekers already booked a trip with extreme tornado tours this storm season. That's almost double the number from last year. So is the adrenaline rush really worth risking your life?
And the lives of other people. I'm sorry, back off on this one because my head is ready to explode.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just telling you, if you want an adrenaline rush, okay, go get a bungee cord and jump off a bridge somewhere, or go, parasailing or whatever. I think this is irresponsible. I understand you've got the storm chasing from the scientific perspective, but you know what? When they say a hurricane is coming or there's a tornado coming and they tell you to get the heck out of the way, there's a reason for it. You don't do it because you want a thrill.
Yeah, and this time I agree with you, Jeff. This is totally irresponsible. I'm sure the participants signed some kind of waiver, but I can't help but thinking, how does this business even get insurance for this? And again, as always, one of my issues is their right to do this, infringing on my rights. That is, when they get into trouble, do I need to pay for emergency services for them and for emergency care, hospitalization?
Right.
I have a lot of concerns.
Well, and take it that next step, too, because a lot of times in these tornado areas, they're telling people to evacuate. So you've got some morons that are heading, along the side of the roads and parking, while other people are trying to get out. It's just a bad idea in general. That's why you have televisions. Watch the stuff on TV. Let the pros do it.
Yeah.
Go to Great America.
Go to Great America, right?
I've chased a number of tornadoes in my day when I lived in Kansas specifically. And, the last thing I want to see as I'm trying to get away from something is somebody who's...
A tour bus.
Who's driving the tornado equivalent of the Ghostbusters mobile.
Right.
Trying to make a couple of bucks of showing to people this is what a twister looks like.
Right, with a bunch of yahoos are going, hey, I want to see this up close and personal. Well, okay, sorry. Anybody who's ever been through one of those things will tell you the last thing they want to see is one of those things coming at you up close and personal.
Yeah, I think people confuse it for the movie Twister, and they think they're just going to get out with this adrenaline rush. I mean, we've seen in Oklahoma people die. I mean, these businesses that are behind it, that is a huge problem for me. That just encourages people.
Right.
Because then everyone else thinks, well, it's safe. If this business is doing it, I must be safe. And they're just not.
Nothing to play around with.
No.
And this is why in Oklahoma they're actually considering legislation that would ban people who aren't certified from being out there when the conditions get
But
this
Steve,
bad.
Annie was talking about Twister. Do most of the storm chasers, do they look like Helen Hunt in that movie, huh?
I don't think so.
I've never met one that looks like that. Coming up next, this year's Pewaukee Lakefront fireworks show could be canceled, but with your help, the show could still go on. And we're joined by Barb Bartline, the People Pro, and Jeff Wagner from News Radio 620 WTMJ. Susan G. Komen's financial issues continue to be a problem. Now we're learning the foundation's CEO, Nancy Brinker, received a 64% raise. Her latest total compensation package is $684,000. Now last week, Komen canceled half of its three-day walks around the country, blaming the struggling economy. So does the performance of the charity match up with what the CEO is being paid?
Well, this is the latest wrinkle for this charity that's not without controversy. You may remember a few years ago, they received a lot of publicity and bad press because they started suing other charities for using the words "for the cure" in their fundraising activities. But the part of this story that really concerns me is the oversight of the board. There's no way the CEO could have gotten this wage increase unless the board approved it. Now, as you may be aware, the board is made up of a lot of people from the pharmaceutical industry. So when you look at where the money from Susan B. Komen Fund goes, that is to the pharmaceutical industry, this whole thing stinks to high heaven.
I'm not really ready to put on my tinfoil hat and go down the conspiracy realm. I mean, here's the reality. I don't quite understand that this class warfare that's out there. The truth is, I mean, I don't care how much money Don Smiley makes at Summerfest. I don't care how much these various CEOs make. They are responsible for trying to produce results. And you need a good CEO in trying economic times as well as in boom times. Now, if she's not doing the job, well, then fine, you get rid of her. But I mean, I don't feel I'm in a position to say 600 grand is a fair salary, if it's high or it's low. I don't know, because the people that do this have real special talents. And I don't happen to be one of them.
All right.
Let's do topic number 3 real quick.
Money troubles, speaking of them, could keep the Pewaukee